Welcome back. As we said earlier, we'd like to talk about the lessons that we have learned along the way. And sometimes it takes something really unfortunate for us to see that things aren't the way that we thought it would be. And I say that, Michelle, because you mentioned earlier that a few people had passed since that time, and I've also known people who have passed, and I've spoken to families, and also I've looked into experiences in my life when my children's father passed away. And what I'd like people to be aware of is that it's, in one way, death, it can't be final. We don't see the flesh, but it's not final. And so it's very important that we make sure that things are in place. Recently, on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel, I asked people to tell me about making wills, because we found that a lot of people passed away and preparations weren't made. And in a lot of cases of me talking to people over the last few years, people have said to me that someone passed away and then they had to find their things all over the place, and it was adding more to the stress of what they were already going through. And I said to Michelle, just before we started filming, that I'd like to make this note here, not just because of Glenn, but because sometimes, even when we are all well, in terms of our health, we don't make proper preservations, but we don't make proper plans so that if anything should happen, everyone knows what to do, because we don't want to have the stress. Now, Michelle has found the foundation helps her along, but not everyone wants to do a foundation. And sometimes it's natural causes, or sometimes you're just not thinking that way. So we are living now, and we have to make precautions. We have to take precautions, I should say, so that if anything should happen to us, that our people are taken care of. And we actually had a survey online, and we asked people, if they had made a will and why not. And some of the things that came up was that they felt they didn't have anything to leave. They felt that people around them were responsible enough to do what they would have wanted. All kinds of things. And I'm just mentioning this now just because it's an opportune time for me to say that please make sure, whether you're well or you're not well, that you make necessary provisions for the people that you are leaving behind. And I'm sure that in your own way, Michelle, you've had the experience of all the discussions you had with Glenn. As you said earlier, you always spoke about moving forward. You didn't think about death.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. So I'm sure that you would second me in that, to tell people to always think about looking after the people that they love.
Yes, it is very, very, very important. And it's also something that we will be incorporating into the foundation, the education part of it, that everybody always has this notion that I'm not ready yet. We don't know when we're gonna pass. So we have to ensure that we put things in order for in the event of, before whatever it is that you're planning for. Because the thing is, we all at some point have to die. It may not be at the time that we want to, but we have to be prepared for it. Because if you pass, what are you leaving behind? And I'm talking about the responsibilities. I mean, there's the funeral costs, there's the medical bills that would have piled up during your illness. Who's going to pay for all of that? And if it is that you have a savings or a fund set up, who will you like to take care of this for you? So you have to make, preparations in that regard, the what if, and in the event of. It would be really selfish of you not to take care of that fact, because if you don't, then the persons that are left behind will be left wondering, what are we going to do now? And have to be seeking first assistance on the outside when it could have been handled, internally. And it was a lesson that we had to learn in Glenn's situation, because we did not cater for his passing. At no point in time did we say, okay, if in case you pass away, this is what we're going to do. So that was out of the question. And so a lot of it was, guessing as to what we would do next, and who would do what, who would do next, and who would be in charge of that. It was scrambling all over the place. And I'm saying to put your stuff in order to avoid your family members and your relatives going through the same thing.
It's unnecessary stress
Really,
at
it
the time
is.
when you really
When
don't
you're
need it.
grieving, that is not something that you want to be dealing with, as to wondering, what am I going to do? How am I going to get this done? It's not something that you want to put your loved ones through. So avoid it and put things in order.
Now, you personally, in the way forward now, I mean, what's going to happen to Michelle Samuel and her children?
Well, Michelle Samuel right now, and has always been a child of God, but as of recent, I have been allowed only a small window as to what my future would hold. I know that I'm supposed to help persons, and that is as far as I know. I don't know what is going to look like 2 or 3 or 5 years down the line. I just know what I am meant to do. And I know that I need to get it done. It is something that I was charged with spiritually. It's something that my God has instructed me to do, and that I will do. It is something that Glenn would have liked me to continue doing, so I'm going to put through with it. And anybody who has the same aim, the same goals in mind, are welcome to join me in getting it done. I welcome the effort. I welcome, the volunteers. I welcome the membership, because I mean, we are recruiting members. If you or a loved one of yours, went through the same situation or is currently going through the same situation, join me in the fight. Let us help others, because we're not the only ones going through it. There are other persons going through the same thing, and we can get through it together. It's possible.
Well, Michelle, I want to say thank you for introducing me to you and to Glenn, because it was because of you I got to know him. And I have to say, I was very surprised. I didn't realize until I actually went to Glenn's funeral that I knew his brother, Maron.
Wow.
But because it was the wrong time to actually say, oh, hi, Maron, how are you? And also, we made a very big part in the funeral. And I have not seen him, because I know he wasn't in St. Lucia for a while. He was away.
Yes.
Is he still away?
In Jamaica.
In Jamaica, yes, right. So next time you see him, please say hello to him and for me, and say to him that I did see him. I don't think he would have seen me, because it was a lovely service, I must say.
Oh yes, it was.
It was such an amazing,
Praise the Lord,
lovely. Glenn would have been. I could just see him smiling and enjoying himself,
That's my love. That's the kind of person he was.
You and the family and your congregation really did give him a wonderful.
Oh yes, we are a family.
Setup. It really was.
We are a family.
So thank you so much for introducing me to your world, and to Glenn and to the children, and of course this wonderful young man,
Little Isaac,
who looks so much like his daddy.
Oh, such a blessing.
So, Michelle, any last words?
Yes, I definitely do have a few last words. I want to say to those persons who have been by our side, following our story, thank you for following our story, and continue by supporting this foundation, because even though Glenn has passed, he would have liked us to continue the efforts, because other persons need the help too. For persons who made contributions, thank you so much. We really do appreciate all that you have done for us. And also to persons who are unsure of how they can help, but they would like to, they're free to contact me.
Isa? Oh dear. And he's been doing so well. Do you want your water? Would you like your water? No. Oops, no?
Okay.
No? Okay.
What's that?
It's amazing what calms children down. Oh my gosh. Very pretty. Okay. So continue with your...
Yeah, so they can contact me to find out how they can help. There's always something that you can do. Some people think, I can only make a really, really, really small contribution. No matter how small it is, you can help someone. I mean, there's always somebody that will be willing to, just listen, just to talk to. You could be that upliftment for that person. You could be inspiring for that person. You never know what you can do unless you try. And the same way you'd like somebody to help you, you can help somebody else. It's a chain reaction. And that's what brings people together. And in as much as Glenn's funeral was very emotional, it brought a lot of people together. I mean, the church was completely packed the capacity.
People
People reunited.
outside, because there were so many people
Yes.
outside.
People were reunited. People that hadn't seen each other for years, finally, able to see each other. And they had this common goal about coming to say goodbye to a friend of theirs, someone that they really truly loved. And funerals can do that. But then you also need to appreciate the person while they're alive. Come together and do something special for this person.
Yes.
It's important to always show people how much you love them and care for them. It's important.
Michelle, I think that Isaac wants to meet his sisters now, so we'll let him go. So I want to thank you so much, as I said before, for letting me into your lives and to be there with you, because we have had our back and forth of messaging and so on and so forth. So, and also thank you for bringing your children to the set today. And I wish you all the best.
I thought it would go off.
Oh.
Yeah, no, but I have to make the question very short now because I know we wanted to give someone to do it. You need to chat now because we're wrapping up.
Oh,
Okay.
well, it's the thought that counts, and to be honest, I really do appreciate it, but I prefer to give you. But you have given me, even without this, you've given me the thought of death, in a positive way. I have to say, in a positive way, and to prepare for things in a positive way. And to be strong. I pray to be strong like you too, because I do know how much you love your husband. I do know that. I think everyone, we all know, but you always put that wonderful smile on your face. So thank you so much for thinking about me. And as I said to you, where the foundation is concerned, I will be there for you. So thank you. And thank you for watching. See you soon.